Thank you for checking out All Things Article 5. I'm Ken Quinn. I'm very excited about what we have planned for this channel, and I appreciate you coming along for the ride. If you have questions about the Constitution's amending provision, Article 5, you have come to the right place. Since this is my first episode, I thought what I would do is kind of give you a brief overview of what you can expect in future episodes, so don't go anywhere. Welcome to All Things Article 5, where we do a deep dive into the Constitution's amending provision to break through all of the information that's out there to get to the truth. Whether you're an Article 5 activist like myself or new to this subject and want to learn more, this is the place to be. I guarantee you won't want to miss an episode, so please subscribe to the channel. Make sure you're notified as soon as I drop a new video. So sit back and join me as we learn from the past so that we can get engaged in the present to change our future. Now, to start off, this channel is going to be focused on nothing but Article 5 of the U.S. Constitution, which in my opinion is the very heart of the Constitution. I say that because we have the longest operating Constitution in the world, and that's because of Article 5. It can be amended to address the issues that arise so that we, the people, can fix the problems that we're finding. We're going to travel back in time now to review how the Constitution came to be, break down Article 5. We're going to spend a lot of time learning about the second method under Article 5, which has never been done before. It's called a Convention for Proposing Amendments. It's one that's near and dear to my heart. So here are some of the things that we're going to be covering in future episodes, just to kind of give you a flavor for this channel. We're going to look at the long history of conventions in our history. We're going to take a look at the amendment history, which is fascinating. We're really going to focus on the intent, the original intent of the framers for Article 5, especially the convention mode. We're really also going to take a look at the differences between an Article 5 convention and a constitutional convention, one that the opponents out there constantly want to confuse and get people fearful of it. Hey, can a convention be limited? We are going to prove that once and for all, yes it can, and that's the only way an Article 5 convention can actually be called. What about, did the framers exceed their authority at the Philadelphia Convention, and was it a runaway convention? We're going to debunk that myth clearly. So if that's one that you're concerned about, stay tuned. You are not going to want to miss an episode. And now, speaking of the opponents, we are going to really focus on these hypocrites. They claim to support the Constitution, and yet they want to create fear and lies to get us to be fearful of this process. They claim that, Article 5 convention will rewrite the Constitution. It's a con. We are going to be debunking all of those myths here, and once you see their tactics, it's really going to make you just sick. And if you've been influenced by them in any way, don't go away. Stay focused on here. The information we're going to be sharing is going to be very helpful to you. So we are going to have a lot of fun. We're going to enjoy. I want to make this channel fun, educational, and kind of hard-hitting. In fact, to begin with, our next episode, I'm going to be taking on one of the opposition groups, the John Birch Society, which I think many of you are probably aware of. So if you are a history nerd like myself, I think you're really going to enjoy the information. We're going to be sharing a lot of nuggets. If you have any questions about or concerns about an Article 5 convention, you definitely want to share this and watch every episode, because it's going to be layers upon layers of truth that are going to be building upon one another. We're going to peel away all the layers of deceit from the opponents, and you can see through their tactics, and we're going to get to the truth and expose all of the lies. Our nation's in a mess, but we the people have a duty and an obligation to correct it using the very tool the framers gave us. The establishment does not want this to happen. And that's what really gets me fired up. If you love the Constitution and you want to protect it and defend it, this is how we do it. We're going to stop giving just lip service to the Constitution and actually use it the way the framers intended it to be used. It's time to put into practice what we preach and introduce needed reforms that our country desperately needs. And let me just share with you a great quote by James Madison in regards to this entire process. He said, quote, "An ulterior resort is provided in amendments attainable by an intervention of the states, which may better adapt the Constitution for the purposes of its creation, unquote. That's what we're working on, a return to original principles. This is the path I've chosen to walk on, and I hope you will join me. The time has come for us to honor the memory of the framers. And the best way of doing this is by embracing the Article 5 Convention that they gave to us to erect barriers against the encroachments of a corrupt federal government. We've got the greatest form of government the world has ever seen because it's got checks and balances. Unfortunately, over time, we haven't been using those and we've drifted far away from the original intent. But have hope. With a lot of hard work and effort and dedication, we the people can right this ship and set it on a proper heading once again. With all things Article 5, I'm Ken Quinn. Remember, experience must be our only guide. Fear will paralyze us. So fear not. Let's have some fun and the truth will prevail. Till next time.